Hello, today I'm going to be looking at the ManyEnding story by Catherine Van Beek. I'll put the link to it in the description below. So the description of this, I think it's like an interactive fiction. So the gist of it is the ManyEnding story takes the protagonist, that's you, or me, on a wild ride into adulthood. You're a graphic designer and lizard enthusiast who's just turned 31. You're trying to level up as an adult by collecting all 5 possible adult points: a career, a partner, a kid, your own home, and creative fulfillment. Will you find yourself designing computer games in Toronto, having 2 beautiful children with a colorectal surgeon, or teaming up with a sexy detective to bust an international smuggling ring? Or will you spiral into drug addiction, choke to death on a cheese roll, or get eaten by a shark? Only you can decide. Hopefully one of the first things. The ManyEnding Story by Catherine Van Beek. Just move me real quick. Enter. Maybe I should put me on the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Chance rules our lives, and the future is all unknown. Best live as we may from day to day. Sophocles. Begin. How to play. The ManyEnding Story is a click-a-path adventure where your clicks determine your future. Will you find yourself designing computer games in Toronto? We already read this. When you reach one of the 25 possible endings, you can click try again to return to the start, the back arrow to go back a step or go somewhere new to get dropped into another storyline. Enjoy and beware. This story is recommended for mature audiences. Continue. Alright, so about to turn 31. Got it. Collect adult points. And are you happy? That's the real important part, right? In an abandoned town called Moonlight, an hour's motorbike ride from Dunedin. Okay, where am I at, I wonder? You lie on a lump of shisht, like a skink. Oh, okay, I forgot I was a lizard enthusiast. If it hadn't been for your boyfriend, you'd never have given a thought to lizards. But here you are, one of 5 members of the Otago Amateur Herpetology Association. Oahu. Oaha. Oaha. Hoping to set eyes on a rare or previously unknown species. At first, you came along on these trips to humor Tama, but after you spotted that first alpine rock skink, let it crawl over your thumb and around your wrist, and felt the smooth sleekness of it, you were hooked. Lately, the stripes, spots, and scales of the lizards have been informing your graphic design. More importantly, they've been appearing in your painting, breaking you out of the rut of birds and flowers you'd feared would relegate your work to greeting card status. You were already switching your allegiance from birds to lizards after the alpine rock skink incident. But when you saw your first jeweled gecko, you fell hard. You were enchanted by its big eyes, little fingers, rose-petal tongue, and diamond markings. The gecko really did look studded with gems, as though it had been bedazzled with tiny beads of peridot. You look over to where Tama walks steadily between the rocks and tree stumps, careful not to let his cool shadow cross any warm places where skinks could be hiding. You admire his broad shoulders, stocky calves. He has dark hair up in a bun, but you know it's thinning. You hope he asks you to marry him before it thins much more. You imagine showing your wedding photographs to your children in years to come, their surprise at seeing their bald-headed father with long, shaggy locks. When you first met, both aged 28, neither of you were interested in making a formal commitment. But after 3 years together and a shared transition from young adulthood to adulthood proper, you think he's probably changed his mind. You know you have. Beyond Tama, Puawai, the zoology student, and Colin, the university lecturer, walk through the yellow grass with the same slow, almost comical gait. Goodness. They like to go to the lizards. You prefer the lizards to come to you. You notice a movement and see Alec slide onto a nearby rock. A grin flickers across his face. He's tall, lean, with curly blonde hair and a plump lower lip. He looks like an outdoor adventure instructor, but he's a surgeon at the public hospital. He probably wears the surgical caps that Thomas ships around the country from the medical supply warehouse. He probably stitches people with sutures Thomas packed into boxes. Alec brought his girlfriend Gabriella to some of these expeditions earlier this summer, but she hasn't come along for a while. He glances at you, raises an eyebrow. Does sunbathing help you find lizards? I'm not sunbathing, you say. You were daydreaming, but you're not about to tell him that. I'm pretending I'm not here. Oh? Well, if there's a rare species around, it's obviously pretty good at avoiding people. He smiles at you and the hairs on your arms prickle. What kind of lizards are you looking for? You ask. I'd like to see the Oh gosh. Rakau Galaxius. They're covered in white dots like stars, like galaxies. Exactly. They've only ever found 27. I'd like to find the 28th. You know all of this about the Rakau Galaxius, of course. But it's cute that Alec's trying to impress you. You continue to peer into the undergrowth, trying not to feel the heat in his gaze. Why is there a 1 here? What about you, he asks. What are you looking for? Well, it's my birthday tomorrow, and I'm looking for you're about to say what you want. You're about to say you want what Gabriella's got. A career, a great boyfriend, effortless beauty. You bite your tongue. Skinks! I really hope I see some great skinks. You get to your feet and pick across the grass towards Tama. You slide your hand into his, still feeling electric from your moment with Alec. I'm looking forward to trying our new camping mattress tonight, you say. Tama peers into the undergrowth and snatches his hand free. Look at that! What? He waves at you to be quiet and approaches a large rock protruding from beneath a bush. Annoyance shoots through you, but as Tama gets closer, you're drawn into the same spell that he's under. And then you see it. A black and gold Otago skink. The length of your forearm with bright sequin eyes. Tama extracts his camera from its case and takes photos of the creature. It's beautiful, and you can see why he shushed you. But you're starting to wonder, you've spent 3 years with this man. Will you always play second fiddle to lizards? Thomas stretches out on the new camping mattress. He sucks on his metal pipe and exhales pungent clouds. 2. You lower the tent fly to let the smell out. Nice lizard you found today. Thanks. Oh, hey. He reaches for something and you think it might be a ring box, but it's just a phone. I'll show you something. He pulls up an image. It's a poster. Join the Otago Amateur Herpetology Association, it says. I thought I could put it up around the uni and in cafes and that, drum up a bit more interest in the society. Where did it come from? Jono from work designed it. Jono the warehouse sorter? You take the phone and look more carefully at the poster. Jono's used about 3 too many fonts, but at least none of them are papyrus. The leading's a bit too tight. The leading's a little tight. You zoom in closer. The photo's slightly pixelated, and the cropped edges of a watermark are just visible. You toss the phone back. You know I'm a graphic designer, right? Jono was keen to do it. Jono's not even in the Herpetology Association. Tama ducks his head. I know, but you use a lot of pink in that. That's because I've been doing a job for the Breast Cancer Foundation. The words come out in a screech, and you hope the others didn't hear. You reach for the tent fly's pull tab and yank it closed. I literally designed things to fit briefs. If you'd asked me to do this job, I could have done it. Better. He looks away, and you know that to pursue this conversation means yelling in a tent, your words echoing around moonlight, and into the eardrums of your fellow lizard enthusiasts. You use all your inner strength to tamp down the words that want to erupt from your lips. You get into your sleeping bag and turn away from Tama. His breath soon slows with sleep, and you lie awake beside him. Tama. Heat from the morning sun tickles your cheeks through the fabric of the tent. A chorus of goldfinches tinkles around you. So this is 31. You take a stock of what you've achieved so far. Okay, so maybe you don't have your car license yet. You're behind on a couple of bills. You're still paying off your student loans, and your workspace is a mess. But it's not as though any of those things are unique to you. And anyway, after years of changing partners, cities, jobs, you've finally got things kind of under control. So why does it feel as though you still haven't grown up? You hear rustling in the sleeping bag behind you. Tama's heavy arm wraps around you. Happy birthday, he says, his words soft against the base of your neck. You roll over and kiss him softly, then harder. He kisses you back and you unzip his sleeping bag. Maybe later. He gets up and pulls on his shorts. What? Come on. You know this is the best time of day to look for skinks. He disappears out the tent fly. It must be a joke. He's probably gone to his work van to grab your present. You wait for him to come back. He doesn't. You peer out of the tent. There's no sign of Tama, and no one else is up yet. You get out of the bed and pull on your leathers. Fuck Tama. He could pack the tent down himself while he thinks of what a jerk he is. The rear window of Tama's work van is covered in grime. You draw a sad face in the dust. You jump on your bike, start the engine, and drive out of moonlight onto State Highway 85. For an hour, it's just you, the road, blue sky, white cumulus clouds, and your thoughts. I wonder if am I supposed. Oh, about the bike. Okay. You couldn't afford to get a proper bike when you first got your license, so you got a 50cc scooter instead. You upgraded to a 125 and then a 250, but no matter how fast you went, you never caught Callum. By the time you sat on the leather seat, turned the key in the ignition, and revved the throttle, he was long gone. Oh no, did I read something too far? For about an hour, it's just you, the road, blue sky, white cumulus clouds, and your thoughts. Should you stay with Tama and risk emotional atrophy? Or should you break your own heart and try something new? By the time you reach the old worker's cottage, you and Tama rent in Port Chalmers. You know you have to make a decision. Will you try harder to make things work with Tama, break up with Tama, and go solo? Follow your heart and pursue romance with Alec. Wasn't Alec there with his girlfriend? I want to know why. Why am I with Tama in the first place? Like, obviously, there's a reason because we've been together for 3 years. Maybe things are just stale and need to be worked on. Well, go to part one. Part one. Pearl Calyx. You dump your bags in the lounge. You'll deal with them later. The dishes also need doing, but first you need a treat. You make yourself a hot chocolate and watch funny videos online. Close enough. Just another one, and then you'll tidy up. As you scroll through your phone, you reflect on your relationship with Tama. Sure, things aren't as exciting as when you first got together, but maybe it's not easy to meet a nice guy, and Tama is loyal and dependable. Maybe he's never going to have a flashy career, and it's true that he's consumed by his passion for lizards. But he generally puts you first. It was a mistake on your part to agree to go on the trip on your birthday, knowing how obsessed he gets with herpetology. Tama arrives home in the evening with burgers. The weather's turned. This is driving me crazy. Just gonna put those up. The weather's turned, so you sit in the lounge and eat dinner in front of a screen, trying to block out the mess you didn't get around to tidying up earlier. It's not the glamorous dining experience you'd have chosen for your birthday, but at least Tama remembered your favorite burger. Afterwards, he pulls a small wrapped present from his pocket and hands it to you. Happy birthday, he says. You hold the tiny cube in your hands. It's wrapped in pink with a silver ribbon. It can only be a jewelry box. You tear off the wrapping, and there it is, a little velvet promise. You look at Tama, your eyes shining. He smiles at you. You open the box to see a pair of earrings. Is this some kind of wind-up? Surely Tama knew you'd have wanted to find a diamond ring in this box. Is he being cruel? Do you like them? He asks. You look down at the earrings, each long. Gold chain finishes in a replica of a kawaii flower. emerging from a pearl calyx. They're very pretty, and you try not to be ungrateful. Perhaps this offering is some kind of step forward. Has the fact that Tama has finally set foot in a jewelry store propelled him down a road that will ultimately lead to a ring? Do you smile and thank him while inside your heart feels as though it's been stabbed? Take a deep breath. It's time to break up with Tama and find the future you really want. You set the jewelry box down on the coffee table. Tama, this isn't working. Decide to assess your options. You wait until Tom is absorbed in his TV show again, then text Alec, I'm free on Tuesday if you still want to catch up. I thought I just decided that I was going to try to make this work. I'm going to smile and thank him while inside my heart feels as though it's been stabbed. The Meridian. You wear the earrings Tama gave you every day, reveling in the first gift of jewelry he's ever given you. The gift speaks of commitment to the relationship. Like the pearls of gold the earrings are made from, your love will last forever. You look at Tama over the wooden table in your local gastropub. Folk music plays through the speakers. Tama's halfway through the craft beer he ordered to go with the steak. Enjoying it, you ask? He takes a sip and blinks his eyes. A bit different. You can tell he's wondering why you've insisted on splurging on a restaurant meal when you could have eaten the perfectly good food in the fridge, or bought takeaway hamburgers for a third of the price. You twirl the stem of your wine glass through your fingers. You are only going to have one Pinot Gris. But somehow you seem to have drained your second already. I thought it would be nice for us to go on some more dates. He nods but doesn't say anything. Usually during dinner, you sit side by side on the couch watching TV shows. It's not often that the two of you sit facing each other, needing to find things to talk about. You reach up and touch the jewels dangling from your ears. I love these. You flash Tama a glimpse of gold and a cheeky smile. How did you know they'd suit me? I got lucky. They were the only shop still open in the Meridian Mall when I got back from the Moonlight. The lady said they were popular. Your heart folds in on itself. You didn't pick them out yourself? Your tone is accusatory, and the smile fades from Tama's face. You can tell he's not sure what he's done wrong. But they look great on you, he offers. Sure, but it doesn't make me feel very fucking special that I only got these because nothing else was open. Your face is hot with humiliation. The earrings that you'd thought had put you on a pathway to a ring were just a last-minute gift picked out by a harried sales assistant. Your risotto arrives and the waiter clocks your agitated expression. Is everything okay? You lift your glass. I'll have another one of these. Do you take charge? If this relationship is going to work, you're going to need to have some heavy conversations. Tama, I think we're a bit off track, you say. How would you feel about relationship counseling? B. Push the risotto around your plate and wonder what it would be like to get naked with Alec. From the way he's acting, you don't think Tama would even care if you did. Decide to take matters into your own hands. You're a 21st century woman who wants to marry this obtuse but lovely man. You're going to propose to Tama. I would do that. The Velvet Box, Part 13. You sit in the garden of your little Port Chalmers rental, your legs slung over Tama's thighs as you watch the colors change in the sky and the sea. From here you can see the harbor cone. From here you can see Harbor Cone, the remnant of an old volcano that looks like a woman's breast, complete with bush-darkened areola. Perhaps this time next year you'll have your wedding reception here. You picture trestle tables adorned with sweet clematis, diamond patterns woven into harakeke runners? Not sure. A small group of friends and family, a backyard hangi pit. You rummage in your pocket for the velvet box. It took a while to select the perfect ring, something practical that Tama can wear in the warehouse, but with little jeweled gecko bling. Oh. You had to extend your overdraft to afford it, but it was worth it. You passed the box to Tama and watched bemusement cross his face as he opened it. Want to get married? You ask. Tama stares at the ring, closes the box, and hands it back. There's a sense of inevitability about the events that follow. You break up, you'll move out. Tama helps you find a dark little apartment in the Northeast Valley. You're 31 years old and alone. What a douchebag. Oh my god. You move your furniture around in your new apartment, then move it around again, trying to make things look homely. You scour the nearby secondhand stores for things you need: cutlery, crockery, a coffee table, and things you don't need. A pair of lion-shaped bookends, a red velvet chaise lounge, a porcelain deer ornament. You used your emergency overdraft to pay for your bond, moving costs, and a new bed. Who knew that following your heart was so expensive? Who knew that you were wasting your time for 3 years with a douchebag? You you lay on the you lays on the chaise you lays on the chaise, wishing there was more sun in your apartment, wishing you hadn't been stupid enough to buy this unnecessary piece of furniture, while simultaneously enjoying the feel of velvet beneath your fingers. The chaise, the swan, the lions. These are all talismans that will help bring about the new you. A you who is successful, independent, and completely fabulous and utterly beloved. But all you feel at the moment is bereft. You cover your face with your hands and cry. For a while, you're stuck in a cycle of buying things, hating yourself, loving your new things, and crying. Your apartment fills up with heavily discounted, end-of-line and clearance sale linen, clothes, and cosmetics. Happy hour in your apartment begins earlier each day, and you've given up on getting out of your pajamas. You go over and over the decisions that led you here and what an idiot you've been. Because you work from home, there's rarely any need to leave the house. After going 6 days straight without interacting with anyone except the supermarket cashier and a bunch of broken-hearted people on Reddit, you realize you need to arrange a social engagement. It's time to catch up with a friend for drinks, but who? A lot of your friends have moved out of Dunedin, and you don't want to see the friends you shared with Tama. That pretty much leaves Ren, the old high school friend you later ended up working with in the university's marketing department. Or Topaz, your drinking buddy from art school. Ren's got her life pretty much figured out, so she might be able to give you some advice. On the other hand, hanging out with someone who has a fiance and a house could make you feel like a massive loser. Topaz is not particularly sorted, and contacting her is almost guaranteed to lead to several nights of fun mayhem, but is getting into a spiral of drinking and hangovers really what you need right now? You look up their names on your phone, your finger first hovering over Ren's name, then Topaz's. Get in touch with a former work friend, contact old art school friend Topaz, or go for a drink by yourself. Perhaps you'll meet some new people. I want to do that. New people. You drive out to St. Clair and sit outside a beachfront restaurant, enjoying a glass of wine as you look out at the ocean. One drink will leave you under the blood alcohol limit. And anyway, if your reflex is slow, you'll only end up hurting yourself. Your 250cc motorbike doesn't exactly pose a danger to others. That's not true. That is false. But that's what it says. The evening's warm, and you sip your glass of wine with a mixture of contentment and disappointment. The wine's nice and the view's amazing, but the whole point of leaving your house was so that something would happen, and nothing has. No cute surfer, dog walkers, stop to chat. You haven't even run into anyone you know. No waiter has winked at you. You feel as though you're in the wrong country. Surely, if you were somewhere more cosmopolitan, Italy or France, you'd already have been welcomed into the arms of a new friend group. But here in reserved, bashful New England, you're as alone as ever. You know it's ill-advised, but you order a second glass of wine, drinking it slowly as you watch the colors of the sky and the sea change from blue to gold to pink. Feeling ever so slightly buzzed, you get back on your bike, bad decision, and make your way home. It's dusk, and the city's coming alive with revelers. You glide past the Queen's Gardens, stopping near the statue of Queen Victoria as you wait for the light to change to green. Something's happened. There's someone on the back of your motorbike. You try to turn around, but they've got their arms around you. They're not friendly. They're much bigger than you. With your helmet on, much of your peripheral vision is obscured. What's happening? Motorbike, he yells. You can smell the alcohol fumes coming off of him. Broom, broom. Get off my bike, you scream. Get off my bike. Get off my bike. There are other people around, strolling through the gardens, milling in and out of the nearby pubs, but no one stops to help. No one drags the man off the back of your bike. You elbow him as hard as you can, and he removes his hand from your waist, but he isn't getting off. At last, the lights change. You wrench the throttle into full and fly away from a standing start. The weight shifts on the back of your bike as the man loses his balance and falls. The sudden speed and weight change destabilizes the bike and it spins out of control. You and the bike land in a heap in the middle of the intersection. You're pinned beneath it, and you feel the heat of the exhaust pipe through your jeans. Somehow, you manage to struggle free. You've never been much good at lifting your bike, but the threat of being mowed down by oncoming traffic sharpens your instincts. You grab the handlebars just the right angle, and heaved the bike back up onto its wheels. The paint has been gouged away by gravel. Your jeans are ripped. Your body hurts. You turn to the drunk man. Fuck you! But he's not moving. He's lying where he fell, head on the curb, blood pooling from his ears. Do you? Oh my god. Drive away. Fuck him and fuck you. You shouldn't have been driving after all those glasses of wine. All those. It was 2. You're a lightweight and there's a good chance you're over the limit, but the accident wasn't entirely this Munter's fault. Was entirely this Munter's fault and you don't want to be on the hook for it. Wheel your bike to the pavement and dial 111. Take a deep breath and close your eyes. Your heart will tell you what to do. I feel like every time I've let the story choose for me, something bad happens, but I'm going to continue down this path. Take a deep breath and close your eyes. Your heart will tell you what to do. What? Surprises. Think of your own ending here. It must include an unexpected inheritance of $3,750, a friendly hedgehog, and gluten-free chocolate cake. What? Okay. So it did say I drank those wine glasses very slowly, so I would assume that I'm under the legal limit. I would wait for the cops and somehow I'm gonna get like an insurance payout of $3,750. And while we're waiting, I made friends with a hedgehog, and one of the shopkeepers was getting ready to throw away a gluten-free chocolate cake that somebody didn't come pick up, and I got that as well. Huh. Very interesting. I like that. The many-ending story. I may do this again. I like this. If you too like this, I'll put the link to it in the description. Have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you in the next one.